Charles Andgriff along with Jimmy. Jordan Kinchin's back in the studio. Wes Reynolds will be with us today. Randy McKay will be with us today. Scott Rabelais from The Advocate will be with us today as we make the turn to halfway the week. Jimmy,
Big Dogs, Big Three now every Wednesday.
Big Three, okay.
So the minimum of his three best bets for the NFL. So
he's ready to go with the NFL stuff. He was on some 1AA stuff last weekend.
Yeah,
and,
yep.
We his well, he spent so much time in North Dakota, so he knows those teams, those North Dakota and South Dakota teams, and now of course he knows the NFL. So we're ready to go. Dallas and Philly tomorrow night. We got football from Brazil on.
He has a passion for FCS.
Yeah,
he's better in NFL.
Okay. That's what we're taking. That's what we're taking today. NFL starts tomorrow. Philly and Dallas. Is it possible? The NFL opener is always a huge deal, and it's the Super Bowl defending Super Bowl champion, so it's a big deal. Think you can put any more light on this game with the Micah Parsons trade? I mean, it's not like we weren't going to talk about it before. It's not like the national media wasn't going to be zeroed in on the start of the NFL.
I don't think it's anymore. I really don't. I mean, it's always hype, Charlie.
The conversation about it is
the Cowboys. Jerry Jones makes sure he's going to keep. I mean, they even if he says nothing, which is impossible, the Cowboys get run and run and run, and the NFL just dominates. Things like ESPN's programming and things like that. I mean, you might get maybe 15, 20% college football talk, but no, it's going to be hyped out the moon. Defending Super Bowl champion against the Cowboys,
right?
Come on,
that's the only thing. This will rankle you. The only thing would be if they were playing if the Giants were the defending Super Bowl champions. In that
the
market.
Giants were yes.
Your New York.
Yes.
You New York.
It's real.
Love Fest. Yeah, it is.
It's real.
Big city. Speaking of Love Fest, and I know LSU fans have to be enjoying this. Why not? Over the last few days, the Love Fest for LSU has been the National Love Fest for LSU. It should be, absolutely. From the moving up in the rankings to the Garrett Nussmeier Heisman odds. Watching Get Up this morning, they were talking Jordan Rodgers, and Louis Riddick basically agreed with everything that he said about where Nussmeier is and the most NFL ready. It's 1 week. I get it.
I was going to talk about it in pregame, but you kind of jammed me up at the break and kind of cut me short on Saturday. So I was monitoring.
Musa runs the clock on
Saturdays.
Hey,
I hear you. This just in, y'all run behind on the clock. So it was kind of jammed in and kind of rushed. But during that time, I was monitoring the Heisman Trophy odds. I was at the Queen and I was monitoring, and myself and Michael Bachok, and we were like, "Will he get to 15-1 today?" Talking about Arch. He's at plus 500 before they kicked off. They go to half, 7-0. He's at 1,200. And Nussmeier and Klubnik, they were 8-1 before the day started, and they just crept up to co-favorite 7-1. They would not separate Klubnik and Nussmeier until they kicked off. And that was a little fun watching. But after Nussmeier looked good, he had solid. I mean, it was not a statistical Heisman type of, but they won the game. And if you watched it, as most people did, he played smart football. So he's going to get a little bit more credit as opposed to if he was jammed up or not the standalone high-profile game. He got a little bit more appreciation than his box score indicates. Does that make sense?
Yeah, and the question I got is this normal for the Heisman odds to fluctuate in-game at this time of the season? I remember the Bo Nix, Jaden Daniels thing. That was the last game of the year.
Well, because you had a guy that has his third start being such a big favorite, such a short price. So that kind of created this potential for volatility within it. Now, we're more is it typical for me to be checking Heisman odds on an opening day of Saturday? No.
That's why I'm asking.
But this was unusual, Charlie.
Yeah.
This was an unusual start.
Because of Arch.
Absolutely.
Okay.
And listen, the hype was so damn stupid before, and the overreaction to how now he's a bum is stupid too. I mean, come on, man. It would take a lot for him not to be, whenever he comes out, not to be the number one pick. Okay? So that's, he can't. He's going to be fine. He's going to throw for a bunch of yards and a bunch of TDs, and you know what? They're going to win games. But the thing that traditionally, and Daniels had to be damn good to win it with 3 losses. It's a team award first, and LSU won a big game. And they had one of the preseason favorites, the top choices, top 3, top 2, top 4, wherever you looked, and they won the biggest game. And the Ohio State, did they win a big game? Sure, they did. But what I mean, did the quarterback really go bananas?
No, he did not.
No, he was running for his life, man. That Texas defense, I don't want to overreact, but Texas defense sure looks the part, don't they? I mean, they gave up 200 yards.
There's NFL guys all over that
Yes,
defense.
yes.
So that's not
And so
a
Texas
huge
is going to win
surprise.
games too. But is an inexperienced, talented quarterback like Arch, is he going to have his ups and downs, his inconsistencies?
He should.
That most do.
He should.
Yeah, yeah. So that's all. It was LSU had the most impressive win. It's period. I mean, you had a really good team coming back. Now, we talked about it was that defense or that front a little overrated. They're good, but are they 2018? No. You know what I
No.
mean? So, but they're going to win games. But they got to get through Chapel Hill. It's going to be a tough one. So, but it's yeah. We were this surprised you a little bit? The LSU love. I mean,
Given the nature of the win, no, it doesn't. It it also had the advantage of not being overshadowed if either Ohio State or Texas one of them had blown the doors off of the other one. Um,
if your boy for Ohio State throws for 303 TDs,
yeah, then that's
and
the
against
story.
that defense in game 1, his first start,
Yeah.
man, he should. But he did.
This is the number one. This is the number one story for good. Okay, uh, I watch PTI when when I happen to be home
Yeah.
at that time, and it's 90%.
Well, it's
It's
interesting
90%
because
pro.
they're such casual college football
Right.
fans, and it's interesting to hear. But they're representative of the bulk of the population in this country.
Correct. It's just about 90% pro stuff. But yesterday, when they were going through week 1, well, they went through Belichick first, okay, because
Obviously.
and then they said, okay, week 1, what was the biggest story? And Kornheiser's biggest story was Alabama's collapse. Okay, Alabama getting run out of Tallahassee because that is
Right.
the most unexpected
Right.
thing. And so when you ask a guy like that what the biggest story is, and his number one thing is something that's happened negative, you say, well, what's the biggest positive that happened this weekend? And well, it's LSU. It's the biggest win on the road. You've got a quarterback. You seem to have all the pieces in place to be a bona fide national championship contender. So yeah, the love that they're getting. No, it's not.
New Heisling Childers on Tuesday had or Monday had our contributor from the Louisianasports.net on, and I asked him, "You think they're the best team?" And he's a beat writer, kind of, but he said, "They look like the best to me."
Yeah.
And that's August. It's going to be different, but the most exciting thing is you got a chance. This team has a chance. It really does have a chance, and I thought LSU was not the biggest. I thought they were the best looking team on Saturday. Maybe because I know that offensive line, their biggest concern unit, and they did a really good job of helping them out. Getting the ball out of just everything they did, staying in balance, getting the ball out of his hand, the whole bit, in the defense where Nussmeier wasn't pressed to try and make something that wasn't available. So everything kind of that's called complementary football when you're on the same page and you're trying to help them out. I mean, so I, they were they look like the best team in the country, Charlie. I mean, but again, November, some teams that didn't look so great this weekend, they're going to be better.
Yeah, and here's the exciting thing to me, and I don't disagree with anything that you said. The exciting thing to me is we did film study last night. You can check it out on YouTube right now on the Handycast. There are very, very fixable issues that are akin to first game that you don't necessarily, I didn't necessarily notice with a first watch. The first play of the game is an excellent example. There's a guy that comes unblocked, okay? And Durham makes a great play, but there's a guy that comes unblocked.
Hmm.
There is a number of plays that we spotlighted, and you can see it when you get the end zone view. You can really see it where there's a miscommunication. This happened mostly on the outside with the tackles and the tight end. These are very easily fixable problems, and they didn't occur on the interior where we were more, maybe a little bit more concerned because Braylon Moore was phenomenal in this game. And when we did film study last year, one of the biggest issues that LSU had was getting linemen, the interior linemen, to the second level. Moore did that, and then some. So that these are correctable problems. These are things that will get better when these kids play together more. Tyree Adams and Bauer Sharp have not played in the game together. This was the first time. Those things will get better. Pushing the ball down the field. Well, Clemson was in a too high safety look for about 90% of the game. There will be teams that will not do that. And just the way that they could
Don't
exploit them.
overreact and not
No,
going
I'm
vertical.
not.
Because this is the game. There isn't a tougher defense spot in the schedule, location that you're going to play all year.
It was a perfect situation to do what they did, which was not force that line
Yes.
to protect for too long, and they had the two deep safeties anyway. The matchup issues, the Taylor Green, Trades Green touchdown, they put Clemson in an impossible situation. They gave them a choice. You can go one-on-one with Trades Green and cover the other side, or you can double him, and you're going to be outnumbered on this side with that diamond formation. And your quarterback makes the right decision every time. And the last play of the game, man, I didn't. I'll be honest with you. When I watched it live, I almost thought that they had dropped Harold Perkins back in the spiral. It was 4th and 4, just to make sure that Klubnik didn't run for the first down. Where he started that play and where he finished that play, he's essentially in between the guard and tackle on one side and makes the play outside, almost to the hash on the other
Was
side.
he half spying on that play?
No, it was
Because
a blitz. It was a
okay,
blitz,
so it's a delayed blitz.
and they crossed Weeks and Perkins, and they asked Perkins to blitz and be on the outside of the defensive end on the left side of the formation, and he starts
The
in
last
between
play.
the last play.
Because
That
it looked
Clemson
like
ran.
he paused for a second. Maybe he let
He took a
Week-
step up. He took a step up, and so he's not going sideways. I'll show you the play in the break. He gets all the way to the other side, and Klubnik is fooled into thinking he's got open ground here because the end crashes, but he doesn't. And here comes Perkins, and it's like, oh my God, how did he make that play?
Yeah, it was a design bits, but he's got to let that in crash first.
Yeah.
You see, the line is coming off.
Yes, he's
they're
not
coming
flying.
off. No, he's just that little pause to clear out, and which is hard to create that much pressure on a semi delay because guys aren't that fast.
No,
and it completely was he kind of covered. He knew he was going to get hit. He had to unload it. It's 4th down. Okay, so an experienced quarterback gets it, but it was so bad. He never had a chance because the pressure. You just don't see that.
No, he
You-
closes.
So you're talking about two things you just don't see. You don't. They're not going to see a guy like Trades Green on film the rest of the year. They don't have to worry about that type of decision or those matchup issues the rest of the year. Perkins, very few guys at his position can run like him. So, man, and that's the part where, man, you talked about the first thing you talked about looking at film study. They miss it. Yeah, they're going to miss blocks. It's a completely rebuilt offensive line in game one. I mean, yes, they're going to miss
and
blocks.
they missed a lot fewer than they missed a lot fewer than I expected. A lot fewer than I expected.
It's but just that speed ain't going nowhere.
No.
And I saw a lot of speed. I saw a lot of depth. And I saw a quarterback play winning football. And you know, fair or unfair, he did go through the 2-game stretch that we talked about where he had 7 interceptions or whatever it was, 6 interceptions,
5 and 6
five,
quarters.
5 and 6 quarters. Okay, the A&M Alabama stretch. I mean, it wasn't easy protecting the ball and being mature. And it's okay to punt, in the game. So, that's a. Man, it looked really good.
There's
Looked
reason-
really good, and
reason
I
for this
think
kind of
I think they're
optimism.
going to get better.
I do too.
Yeah,
I,
yeah,
I do too.
yeah.
We're here at Finbomb. Sushi, burrito, poke, ramen, right next to Rouse's.
I knew we were here, but I just couldn't help. I had to go get some salmon and tuna last night as well over here at Finbomb. So just love it, man. It is it's that kind of that time of the year. Hey, you go into Tiger Stadium on Saturday, coming in town, and you want to get something. It's counter service. It's fresh. It's really good. So you can do the sushi burritos. You can do the poke bowls. The tuna, spicy tuna, salmon, scallops, shrimp. They could do tempura shrimp, things like that. Got a little bit of everybody. I understand that first time in, you might be a little bit kind of overwhelmed with everything, but you got your protein, you got your fixins. You could do the rice. You could do it as a sort of a sushi burrito. Instead of slicing it up, it's just cut in half. Eats like a burrito instead of all that. So, yeah, or you can create your own. So you come here a lot, no problem. Create your own. So it's the best of both worlds over here at Finbomb. We're right next to Rouse's. Charlie and them will be doing pregame over here all season long. So you go by and stay, pick up your party necessities and get a sushi burrito for the road, man, and go and hit campus. So you talk about won't weigh you down. It's hot all day long. We love it over here at Finbomb. Sushi burrito, poke ramen, right next to Rouse's, Burbank and Lee.
Live at Finbomb, live at lunch, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Live at lunch.
This is Buzzy Hydell for the Morris Insurance Group. Outdoorsmen in the state might be having a tough time right now finding policies to fit on the properties they love. If you've got a hunting camp, a boat, or an RV that has been difficult to insure, we want you to look again. For owners or renters, the Morris Insurance Group can help you all the way to the duck camp or the fishing boat. We also have policies on coastal properties, including flood insurance to let owners protect themselves in the event of damage. For your camps, boats and trailers, four-wheelers, ATVs, and tractors, get a quote today at morris-ig.com or call 225-201-0007.
Do you know what you would do if you were in a car wreck? It's easy to panic when you or someone you care about is hurt in an accident. Who will pay the medical bills? Who will pay the car repair? Who will deal with the insurance companies for you? Protect your rights. You need someone you can trust. Call the law offices of O.C. Brown at 343-1111. The law offices of O.C. Brown will handle everything for you. 343-1111 or online at ocbrown.com. We want to be your law firm for a lifetime.
Attention vehicle owners. Before you trade your transportation, let K&M Automotive give your vehicle a new lease on life with a remanufactured product from Jasper Engines and Transmissions. A Jasper remanufactured engine, transmission, or differential will extend your vehicle's life, giving you the extra cash to do the things you really enjoy. And Jasper offers a 3-year, 100,000-mile nationwide parts and labor warranty. K&M Automotive, 636-2875. That's K&M Automotive, Siegen near Perkins.
When it comes to celebrating life, there's no better place than Ruffino's. With locations in Baton Rouge and Lafayette, Ruffino's is a steak, seafood, and Italian-inspired restaurant that focuses on the celebration of life, regardless of the occasion. Whether it's the food they serve or the service they provide, their goal is to ensure a remarkable experience for their guests that is always remembered. To view our menu, visit ruffinosrestaurant.com. Ruffino's, where Louisiana comes to celebrate life.
Louisiana, you've got a new home for coverage of LSU, the New Orleans Saints, and the Southeastern Conference. LouisianaSports.net. LouisianaSports.net. Feature stories, opinion columns, recruiting updates, in-game reports. And it's all free. No paywalls, no annoying pop-up ads, no recurring subscriptions. Just the content you crave. From the folks that bring you 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge, it's LouisianaSports.net.
The Grand Bayou Casino, conveniently located off I-10 at exit 139 in Gross-Ted, offers the latest video poker machines 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Got a great staff at the Grand Bayou Casino. Our inviting staff will greet you with complimentary coffee and sodas as you enjoy listening to the curated tunes in our comfortable seating. Make the trip to Grand Bayou Casino, where players are welcome. The Grand Bayou Casino, I-10 at the Gross-Ted exit. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, call 1-877-770-STOP. The Grand Bayou Casino. With all of the financial headlines, are you worried if your retirement savings will last? The market's ups and downs can keep you guessing, especially if you're approaching retirement or considering it. If you have more questions and answers about what's next, let's work together to help ensure you're prepared for your journey. After all, retirement isn't the end of the trek, it's a new beginning. Stop by your local Edward Jones advisor. Text Morris on Jefferson. Edward Jones, member SIPC.
This is Charles Hanniger for Coastal Capital Advisors, your full-service financial planners. When it comes to retirement, there are no two situations alike. So Coastal Capital Advisors will work with you, your business partners, your legal team, and tax professionals to make sure those goals are achieved. Coastal Capital Advisors will work for you. I know, because they work for me. For more information, contact Philip Fontenot and his great staff at 337-981-1376 or online at coastalcapitaladv.com. Advisory services provided by New Age Advisors, LLC, doing business as Coastal Capital Advisors as a registered investment advisor. Securities offered through New Edge Securities, Inc., member FINRA, SIPC.
Live at lunch with Ott and Hanny from Finbomb. Sushi, burrito, poke, ramen on 104.5 ESPN, Baton Rouge.
And we return here at Finbomb. We're also brought to you by Louisiana Health and Injury Centers, helping you deal with pain and discomfort when you're not able to get around as well as you'd like, when you're not getting a good night's sleep. Let Dr. Michael Goff and his staff help you out by pinpointing those problem areas: back pain, neck pain, muscle soreness, and getting you to feeling better through programs that emphasize exercise and stretching or adjustments that may include a dry needle or electric nerve stimulation, cryo, or ultrasound therapy. Get it at Louisiana Health and Injury Centers, Airline Highway, Plank Road, and Jefferson Highway near Drusilla. I had a question about a game.
I do want to follow up on that quickly.
Go ahead.
That was a pretty cool design play that you showed me in your film study, and that's really good. Richard loves that kind of stuff. He's very good at it as well. And you just so they crash both ends. Weeks is contained. Ball is on the left hash. So Weeks is going to kind of contain. He got a little deeper on his initial run, but he's got contained on the short side. And then Perkins was pretty patient, a couple steps up, but letting everyone. And Klubnik is fooled to where he thinks he's got all kinds of room over here, and then Perkins closes on him in a very short period of time to cause a bet. You can't do that with. So that is adapting your coaching, your tactics to your personnel. You're using your guy, and that's something that nobody's worried about that happening. And it was just a well-designed play, and using your more talented, getting your more talented players involved. Really well done.
Yeah, the creativity, and Baker brought pressure on about 2/3, maybe a little under 2/3 of the plays in this game. Klubnik saw a lot of different stuff. A lot of different
you
stuff.
come in with 2/3 of snaps pressure, you leaning on them corners a lot.
And
so
Delane had a great game. Woodland had a terrific game. Another play, I didn't show it to you in the break, but another play, the play that P.J. Woodland makes a sack on very early in the game, he comes inside of the defense.
What number is he, Charlie?
11.
I'm going, okay,
11.
I'm going with all the numbers.
Yeah,
it's hard to.
the top side corner is coming inside the defensive end, and it completely fools the Clemson running back who's supposed to be in blitz protection. He doesn't see it coming because the end flattens out all the way to the outside, and he thinks, well, there's no way there's pressure coming from the outside. The corner wouldn't dare come inside, except he does. And so this back that's charged with blitz protection is looking up the field and gets into his route and never sees Woodland coming. It's really cool stuff. Really cool stuff.
When they had Webster and Daniels, they had blitz packages from 50 different states. Okay, but he's going to have a fun year, and he's going to get a lot of credit because of it. Well, you can't do that unless you got them guys on the corners.
And there were so many plays where when you see it from the wide view, that Klubnik doesn't have anywhere to go with the ball. Okay, yeah, the pressure's coming. There are not open receivers. They're not. He made some throws. He's a good player. That one that Herbstreit called out where it's like, yeah, he caught it and he got his knee down. He's covered. So they make a play there.
So why are we going to be hypocritical and say, okay, we're overreacting to really strong defensive play? Problem is, though, Clemson has much more continuity with their passing game, their offensive line. Everything is in place to kind of limit that that ugliness, that choppiness of the first week offensive football. That's why.
I like to think that we wouldn't be overreacting in this way if this game had been against Louisiana Tech.
I picked Clemson.
I did
to
too.
win the game. Okay, and I mean, I did not like the spread. I thought it would be close, but this was a brutally tough spot for LSU.
Yeah,
that's why it's so. It's only going to get better.
That's what I think too. And if this had been against Louisiana Tech, you say, okay, well that's good. Let me see it against a quality opponent. Well, you saw the quality opponent first. Okay, I'm not wild about the way they schedule some of this stuff, and Woodward talked about that. But que sera, you did it, and now you got a real leg up, and you got.
Who had more pieces in place for turning an offense as far as like a ranked team, quality, a respected
than Clemson?
Nobody.
Nobody that
maybe Arizona State's got as many players, but they lost Scatterboo. I mean, that was their workhorse. Everything they did was off of him.
Right.
Everything they did.
Texas.
No, Texas went off. No, they got four new offensive linemen. They got a new quarterback. No, they got all kinds of new players.
Yeah,
on defense. They got.
It's 7 on defense and only 4 on offense. No, and especially when you add the quarterback of that caliber. He's a very good player, and you're at home. Let me ask you a couple other questions. Did you think that Kelly's little zing at Dabo yesterday about the grades? You think he still got the red ass about Halsey, or did you just think he just did it? Because he said, yeah, well, Dabo's either a really hard grader or he didn't watch the second half.
So Dabo
said it was like having a final exam on the first day of school, which I kind of agree with that part. And he says, well,
my God.
He says we were a 58 and they were a 65, and Kelly was like, well, either he's a real good grader or a tough grader. He doesn't.
If you still blaming Clemson for something that you couldn't figure out, and the Halsey thing is 100% on LSU.
Yeah, it is.
Okay, if you worried about that, I mean, you still worried about the wrong crap. I mean, because you better look at your team picture and say, okay, which of our 100+ guys is responsible for making sure our transfers are clear to play? No, come on, man. No, I don't. It's nothing. It means nothing. This means nothing.
That's what I thought yesterday,
too. What happened on the scoreboard?
I thought a lot of people are giving him credit for the zinger.
Dabo whines, dude. This just in. He's always been a whiner. He's always been a clown.
He does. The other thing that I've just been asked about ad nauseum, and I'm past ready to let it go, is did the league apologize or whatever on the call? They applied a judgment to the call. I thought Kelly handled it fine yesterday. He can't come out and publicly scald the officials because the league office is going to get after his ass if they do that. So he comes out. He's diplomatic. He says, "Look, this is the rule applied as it's written. I didn't necessarily see it that way. We had a good discussion and move on." I thought they missed the call, but there's enough room in there for a judgment. It's not like they made a mistake, like they stopped the clock when they shouldn't have, or they gave somebody a 5th down. The league will reprimand their officials if they have completely missed a rule or something like that. There was a game between Oregon and somebody years ago where they completely botched it, and the league had to come out and say, no, we screwed up the operation of it. I'm trying to remember who they played. It was early in the season. It was a non-conference game, and Oregon played. I can't remember who it was. I'm blanking on who they played.
You're not talking about the manipulation of the clock that they changed the rule last year with Oregon.
No.
Ohio State
This was about 10 years ago, and they completely screwed up the operation. And the league came out and said, "Hey, you know what? We screwed it up. Our bad."
Oklahoma.
That's right. Yes,
Oklahoma.
It was Oklahoma. Yeah. And I don't remember the circumstances.
No, they gave an extra down.
That's it.
Yeah.
You remember it better than me. I just remember that the league had to come out and say, we
screwed this up.
That's on those.
No,
but this is a judgment call.
You can't, judgment calls. Yes.
And
yes.
the guy came.
Yeah, we disagree with it, but I mean, I know one guy Did you look at that over to see if there was clarification if he had control or could have it before he crossed the goal line?
I thought he did.
Okay.
They thought he didn't. Okay.
And man, and I watch enough games, bro, and I don't care what sport. If you got to look at it that long, it's not conclusive.
You can't, yeah.
Okay?
And you can't.
So, but when you start having they have to make things technical. And
Hell, the call on the field was that he was at the half-yard line. It wasn't even a touchdown or an incompletion. The call was that he was in bounds until he went out at the half-yard line.
It's
if the league starts clarifying judgment calls, we'll be here all day. So
no question about that. Don't forget our friends at Workbox Services. Workbox can handle all of your movable storage needs, commercial or residential. Our shipping containers, not just like most places, they come in all kinds of sizes. Most just have one uniform size. We got 8 by 8 feet, 8 by 10 feet, 8 by 20 feet, 8 by 40 feet. So to handle any size job or move unit, you're trying to do some moving, okay, and you got the rental truck, stuff like that, but you don't want to pay for that truck any more days than you have to. You don't have to do that. You can take your time with the movable storage unit. So, and to kind of do a little bit, kind of work at your own pace as well. Moving is not fun, so to try and cram it in, that's even worse. So, hey, and also these units can be customized for any use or any desire. And we'll handle all of that for you, from air conditioner to different storage to different work sites, shelving, lighting, you name it. My buddy Martin Padiel on Workbox. Give him a call at 343-4886 and workboxllc.com.
Live at Finbomb, live at lunch, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Live at lunch.
At Town Square Pizza, we take pride in serving Baton Rouge with fresh, delicious, piping hot, personalized pizza with unmatched speed. Whether you're a downtown worker, a family looking for convenience and value, or an out-of-towner staying at one of the nearby hotels, Town Square Pizza is the spot for you. Try a specialty pizza like the Spanish Town Supreme or custom build your own. Family packs, kids' meals, and salads are available as well. It's hip to be square at Town Square Pizza, downtown facing. What else? Town Square.
Get the 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge mobile app powered by Bayou Ford and tap the microphone icon to send us your thoughts in an audio message. Your message could be played on air. Find our app in the Apple or Google Play Store. For direct links, visit 1045ESPN.com. Tigers, Saints, Southeastern Conference. All in one place. LouisianaSports.net. No paywalls, no article limits. It's just the coverage the Louisiana sports fans want. Bookmark it today. LouisianaSports.net.
Go Automotive has a great selection of new cars: Chevy, GMC, Hummer, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram. You rather a pre-owned vehicle? Using our resources, we'll help find you any vehicle that you're looking for. Our service department offers VIP service. You never have to come to the dealership. We'll pick up the vehicle at your home or office, drop off a loaner, service the vehicle, and return it when it's done. Mention my name, Jimmy Ott, for VIP pricing. The Chevy Tahoe I drive came from Go Automotive. That's Go Automotive in LaPlace and Plaquemine. If you're near the north side of campus, I need to remind you about a couple of longtime favorites. Highland Coffee is the original specialty coffee shop in Baton Rouge since the 1980s. My personal favorite. Love getting my cappuccino from their friendly, knowledgeable staff. Roasted right in the shop. Louis Cafe for breakfast and lunch 7 days a week. The Mitchell Omelet, Cajun hash browns, Big Cheesy Lou, all served up in that famous open kitchen atmosphere. In Tigertown since 1941. A couple of great spots. Highland Coffees and Louis Cafe just outside the north gates of LSU.
This is Charles Hanniger for Total Maintenance. For AC and heating, generators, electricity, plumbing, and more, Total Maintenance is your one-stop sales and service shop for all these needs. One of South Louisiana's oldest and largest AC and heating companies. Since 1980, their slogan has been service today, every day, so no one ever has to go to sleep hot. An authorized dealer for Carrier, American Standard, Daikin, and Rheem AC units, for Generac and Cummins generators as well. And now, for all of your electrical and plumbing needs, in Baton Rouge, call 480-1000. In New Orleans, 841-3300. Service today, every day. Total Maintenance.
Get Moss Max and less text during happy hour at Modesto. Join us Tuesday through Friday, 2 to 6 p.m. for $10 20-ounce margaritas and Dip Trio with $5 drink specials and $6 seasonal cocktails. Eat Modesto, 3930 Burbank Drive.
Pizza that's true to its hand-tossed wood-fried tradition. Roca Pizzeria is heating up its new half-off happy hour, Monday through Fridays, 3 to 6 p.m. Come enjoy 50% off margarita, pepperoni, more cheese, craft cocktails, wine by the glass, and draft beer. Roca Pizzeria, 3897 Government. ALS is a progressive and neurodegenerative disease, and we need your help to find a cure. The mission of the ALS Association, Louisiana Mississippi chapter, is to discover treatments and a cure for ALS, and to serve, advocate for, and empower people affected by ALS to live their lives to the fullest. Whether you are newly diagnosed, a military veteran, a caregiver, or someone looking to learn more about how to navigate living with ALS, they can help. Visit als.org to learn more. That's als.org.
Tigers, Saints, Southeastern Conference. All in one place. LouisianaSports.net. No paywalls, no article limits.
George?
It's just the coverage the Louisiana sports fan.
Yes.
Any update on the spots?
Two. Well, we got to go. I'll text you.
Okay.
So weeknights at
Also-
6 on 104.5
Also,
ESPN
Jordan,
Baton
we need
Rouge.
to record the spots for the Cappers recap for Sunday. Wes and Randy.
Uh-oh, they let the big dog out.
Boom! Out of nowhere.
It's time for the big dog, Randy McKay, with his best picks.
Big dog, what's happening, my man? You ready for NFL season?
Sure am. Just had a little breakfast here. Of course, I'm on Pacific time zone, so a couple hours behind you. So ready to go, ready to eat.
What's the big dog eat? What's a typical breakfast for the big dog? What'd you knock back today?
Just a normal, 3 eggs, sunny side up. I like ham instead of bacon if they have it.
Okay.
And a little orange juice.
Okay, all right. Not bad. No
I'm in.
no toast, no biscuits, huh?
Oh yeah, wheat toast.
Okay, all right. Just making sure. Got to keep you up right now. Come on, big dog. Yes, indeed. That sounds like that's a solid breakfast. A solid breakfast to get you going. No doubt about that. Randy, before we get to your picks for week one, we've broken down a lot of teams, but because it's our last sort of preview, give me your strongest stance on a win-loss total, over or under one team that you have the strongest opinion on, or maybe the most tickets on, whatever. Hopefully the lines are somewhat still bettable at this point for the purpose of our show. But you got one that you're heavy on, or what's your favorite future bet? If it doesn't have to be win-loss, what's your favorite one that you have that you feel the most confident about?
And my favorite one is, of course, and I think this might be the second year in a row, is the Chicago Bears under the win total.
Boy, you're music to my ears. Continue. Go ahead.
So we've been on this before, and I just don't see them. I see them having a better year, but I don't see them getting over this win total. New coach, still young quarterback. Could still probably call him a rookie, even though he did get to play last year and didn't perform. But a whole new offense. This defense, should be a little better, but they're in the toughest division, and they get a schedule that's pretty hard. So that's why I like this Bears team under, and then of course I like another team over in that division. So I got them fourth. So that's where I got them, and another year where we root against the Bears.
Me too. And part of it is, the last few years, I didn't realize just how much the Bears fans, when they travel to Las Vegas, bet on their own team. And so, and it kind of turned around. It won easily last year, but it was a little scary because they were about to steal that game in Washington. And, Washington statistically dominated the game, but it took a Hail Mary for them to blow it, and it was a fragile team. Boy, they went south after that. But, man, the division is so tough. The two divisions that they're matched up, those 8 games are tough. So I bet a little bit more as soon as I jumped to my apps as soon as the Parsons deal came across the ticker. I mean, that just makes the Packers games, those 2 games, that much tougher. So who are you going to pick? I guess McCarthy can have a rough year for Minnesota, but, man, it looks like it's going to be tough to keep them out of last place. Did you see a line adjustment after the Parsons deal? Because obviously people are going to take Green Bay. They're going to take Dallas. I'll look for the indirect angles like a Bears.
Yeah, and that's a good way to approach it too, because you get a little bit extra there, and of course the Lions have already been hit on the Cowboys and hit on the Packers, so that's a good way to look at the opponents and maybe some futures on the team if you like it. So after a big trade like that, but we'll see how this trade works out. There's reports that he wasn't that great against the run, and kind of a headache in the locker room. We'll see if this is all true or not when he gets to Green Bay. We'll see if he's healthy. We'll see if he even plays this week 1. So we'll see how it goes.
You think Lawrence Taylor was a headache in more places in the locker room, huh?
But both of those things are probably true. He probably did suffer against the run, and he probably was at times a headache in the locker room. All I know is that over the last 4 years, Dallas had the best defense, the DVOA in the league with him on the field, and the worst without him.
Oh my gosh,
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Oh, that's pretty.
DVOA is
Sure.
defensive value over average. It's kind of like wins against over replacement for
It's an
defenses.
advanced statistic. Yeah.
They've been the best with him on the field and the worst with him out.
They kind of eliminate garbage yards, stuff like that.
Yeah, it's got a lot of components to it, but
yeah, it's an advanced statistic. Interesting. All right. Before you get to your top 3 picks or so, what things to beware of when we're dealing with week 1? My advice to people would be, hey, look, these lines are closer. We still don't know, but the rosters, what we do know is the rosters are as healthy as they're going to be all season long, and that just tends to generate more competitive games. Give us a rule of thumb with how to approach week 1, Randy.
That's correct, and I would approach week 1 pretty conservatively. And then, of course, I usually come into week 2 pretty hard. But week 1, these lines have been up for months, probably already soaked in, most of them.
Right.
We've seen some movement. We've seen some different things. But, a lot of these lines have moved. So my advice is approach week 1 hard, or conservatively, and then look to go at it hard in the future weeks when you have a little bit more information on these teams.
Gotcha. All right, let's get to how many you got for us this week?
I got 3 picks.
Okay, big dogs, big 3, Charlie. Every Wednesday, 10:30, Charlie. Let's go get your pen. Go ahead, Charlie's got a little pen and pad ready. Go ahead, big dog.
All right, looks like we got a little upward movement here for us, and that should help because this Friday night game in Brazil, I like the under with these 2 teams, under 46.5.
Okay.
Last year they played 17-10 and 19-17. The only thing I'm worried about here is the field conditions were bad last year. They thought they were playing a soccer game, so the grounds crew, I guess, watered the field before the game, and hopefully they won't do that this year. So, and of course, then you got the concerns here with Slater for the Chargers not playing. I think they'll even get more conservative and slow the tempo down, play that grinded out style. And on the other side, we've seen the Chiefs, the last few years, they're a grinded out 8-minute drive type team now. More Andy Reid type style, where he likes to do that rather than the high tempo offense, unless he needs it. But I could see this game being a grinder division game. Only thing like I said, I'm worried about the field conditions. This Chiefs defense is a little bit older, but they're still a pretty good defense, especially when Jones is in there. So I'm not too worried about their troubles there. And then this Charger defense is pretty good as well.
All right, 46.5 available at the Queen down the street at the DraftKings outlet there. All right, the next 2. So that's Friday night in Brazil. Speaking of the Queen, they will have that game on. So it's a YouTube game. So in a lot of commercial places, they're ringing up pretty good. But we will have it on Kansas City Chargers, 46.5. Those soccer fields, they can be a little slippery. So did the in Eagles Packers went over last year in Brazil? Is that right?
Way over.
Way over, yeah. Okay. Okay, and I know you're still smarting from that Eagles Chiefs slip fest, huh?
Yeah, that one wasn't the best result for me in Super Bowls, that's for sure.
How are we supposed to know if it's the receivers that are going to slip into the defenders? You know,
Because they know where they're going,
okay,
and it's defensive. That's why slick fields, because you're having to adjust.
yeah.
More than you know where you're going. So, all right, next two picks, Randy.
All right, next pick. You guys call me the big dog. Hopefully, you're ready for an ugly dog.
The Saints.
Don't do it. The Saints.
No, don't Saints.
Oh, even you have standards. Okay.
We have a division matchup here in Cleveland, Ohio, and I like getting in the +5 here with the Browns. The Bengals defense very concerning, and their offensive line is really concerning. They lost a couple guys, plus they already lost the guard from North Dakota State that Volson's been playing, so they lose him. And I have this offensive line ranked pretty low. And, of course, we know the strength of the Browns is Garrett and company up front there on defense. It could cause a lot of problems for Burrow and company trying to play a high-scoring game when their defense will probably struggle here against Flacco and company on the other side. Of course, I like to back Flacco as an underdog, and I see this as a good spot to do it. Bengals, of course, they are trying to address their week one or their early season things by playing in the preseason, but I got to see it to believe it. So Cleveland +5 here in an ugly one there in the dog pound.
Browns have won 6 out of 10 straight up against Joe Burrow in the 5 years that he's been in the league.
2 years ago, I remember this when Burrow didn't have a chance, 24-3. I mean, they were suffocating. I mean, they did anything. We all know about the different approach playing Burrow and a lot of other guys, a lot more to try and decrease this. And Flacco gives them their best chance to compete immediately. He's not the long-term guy, but I mean, and he's the only guy to it. And please make sure he takes a snap. Nothing stupid, so uncash that ticket. Okay, Randy? Him taking a first snap for the Browns this year. So I got that one. Last pick, big dog.
All right, we're going to go with a Sunday night matchup here, the good one between the Ravens and the Bills. And I like the Baltimore Ravens here. I think this will play out last season. Of course, they got knocked out by the Bills, but they also beat the Bills 35-10. I think this is going to play more like the regular season game here. I just don't like what I'm seeing with this Bills defense. And with Jackson and Henry and company, offensive line is fully healthy, and then they got Picard as almost like a backup tackle / tight end blocking. I like this team overpowering the Bills, controlling the clock. And when that stuff happens, Josh Allen gets frustrated. I could see him making some mistakes trying to press. And this Bills team, or this Ravens team, winning this first game.
Yeah.
They came out last year 0-2, so I definitely see them winning this first game and coming out with a big effort here.
All right, Baltimore. We'll use the DraftKings line, so because we don't know what everybody has the apps, but everybody in town could certainly go to the Queen and place these bets. +1.5. At the Queen, you get an extra half a point with the Browns, +5.5. Although I don't know how many people here in Baton Rouge, Joe Burrow fans, are going to be betting that one, Randy. But I'll be on it. Don't you worry. And then under Kansas City in the Chargers, 46.5 in Brazil on Friday night. That will be on the big screen TV over at the Queen as well. And I got to do it, Charlie. Sunday, gonna do it. 3 eggs, sunny side up, ham, wheat toast. Let's go, baby. The breakfast of champions every Sunday now.
We go 3-0. I'll eat
now
whatever it is on that plate that goes 3-0. I'm in.
Now when you go south, I'm going back to my parfaits with the fresh fruit and granola. Okay.
Then we can throw in some of your guys' Cajun twist and some of that breakfast.
Oh, don't worry. It's getting hit with hot sauce. Don't worry them eggs. You can't hit eggs without that hot sauce. Randy, thank you so much, man. We are looking forward to it. Of course, you like to shoot me every now and then some sort of late releases as a part of Football Sunday, and I know our audience really appreciates that as well. Big Dog, best of luck, man. Let's have a great season.
All right, thanks, guys. Good luck, everybody out there.
All right. Don't forget our friends at Legacy Title, Chad Reynolds, Legacy Title, for all of your real estate closings. 296-0060, a full-service title company servicing all of South Louisiana. Fast, friendly, professional service from their long-standing staff. Buying, building, refinancing. Nobody chooses but you. Choose Chad Reynolds, Legacy Title, 296-0060.
Live at Finbomb, live at lunch, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Live at lunch.
Congratulations are in order for one of my favorite places to eat, Snow Seafood and Steaks, celebrating its 50th anniversary. That's right, since 1971, Snow's has been serving a wide assortment of menu items to please everyone. Steaks, seafood, gumbo, homemade soups, salads, specialty cocktails, great wine selection, and oh yes, the best white chocolate bread pudding that you'll find anywhere. It's the total dining experience. Happy 50th anniversary to my friends at Snow Seafood and Steak, Airline Highway at Highway 74 in Gonzales. By now, you know that we do our show every other Tuesday at the Crown Town Room at Dozy Place. The Crown Town Room is ideal for larger groups, or if you just want to watch the game on one of our 3 large TVs. The tamales are the most popular appetizer, but don't forget the seared tuna with the sriracha glaze. For the perfect blend of sweet and spicy, you can't go wrong also with the flash fried oysters or the shrimp. The porterhouse is the perfect steak to share. Strip on one side, filet on the other, prepared at different temps if you like, bone in to maximize flavor. Dozy Place on Government Street, just off Acadian in the heart of Mid-City.
This hour of Live at Lunch with Ott and Hanny is brought to you by Dana Brown at the law offices of O.C. Brown, 343-1111, and ocbrown.com. Roto-Rooter for all your plumbing needs, 925-8710. Supreme Rice, grown, milled, processed in Louisiana since 1936. United Community Bank, the local way to bank big. Tex Morris at Edward Jones Investments on Jefferson Highway, 928-8659. Total Maintenance, your one-stop shop for AC, electrical, generators, and plumbing. Service today, every day for Total Maintenance and Coastal Capital Advisors. Markets evolve. We adapt. Louisiana, you've got a new home for coverage of LSU, the New Orleans Saints, and the Southeastern Conference. LouisianaSports.net. LouisianaSports.net. Feature stories, opinion columns, recruiting updates, in-game reports. And it's all free. No paywalls, no annoying pop-up ads, no recurring subscriptions. Just the content you crave. From the folks that bring you 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge, it's LouisianaSports.net. This hour of Live at Lunch with Ott and Hanny is brought to you by Dana Brown at the law offices of O.C. Brown, 343-1111, and ocbrown.com. Roto-Rooter for all your plumbing needs, 925-8710. Supreme Rice, grown, milled, processed in Louisiana since 1936. United Community Bank, the local way to bank big. Tex Morris at Edward Jones Investments on Jefferson Highway, 928-8659. Total Maintenance, your one-stop shop for AC, electrical, generators, and plumbing. Service today, every day for Total Maintenance and Coastal Capital Advisors. Markets evolve. We adapt.
We're here to examine things that get better with age, like this bottle of Chateau Lafite Rothschild, vintage 1877. Age can make things more valuable, like this Picasso from his Blue Period, 1904. And treasured, like this Roto-Rooter jingle, 1954.
Roto-Rooter jingle?
Just listen to it.
Oh, Roto-Rooter, that's the name. And away go troubles down the drain. Roto-Rooter.
The timeless melody.
Roto-Rooter?
The lithe arrangement.
But it's a clog-busting company.
Wrong there. Roto-Rooter has grown into more than a clog-busting company. They're North America's largest full-service plumber and drain cleaner. And when you need Roto-Rooter, remembering this jingle can be priceless.
Roto-Rooter.
For all of your plumbing and drainage solutions, call Roto-Rooter in Baton Rouge at 925-8710. That's 925-8710.
The Live at Lunch with Ott and Hanny Restaurant Club. Sammy's Grill on Highland Road. A hometown favorite for tailgating and watching LSU games since 1988. Snow Seafood and Steak for over 50 years on Airline, Highway, and Highway 74 in Gonzales. Dozy Place for hand-cut steaks on Government Street and Mid-City. Louis Cafe, a Baton Rouge landmark since 1941. Just outside the north gates of LSU. Finbomb, sushi, burrito, poke, ramen at Burbank and Lee. Live at Lunch with Ott and Hanny from Finbomb. Sushi, burrito, poke, ramen on 104.5 ESPN, Baton Rouge.
Remember, you can always get the show on demand, 1045ESPN.com and LouisianaSports.net. That is brought to you by Supreme Rice. Also, brand new handicast that we dropped last night with film study from LSU and Clemson. I think you'll find a lot of that. Very interesting. That's on YouTube right now.
Good.
JT Gray, cut by the Saints earlier this week, has signed with Baltimore Ravens. Three-time All-Pro special teamer, signed with Baltimore. A lot of people thought he might end up in Denver with Sean Payton. Payton has spoken glowingly about JT Gray, but who scooped him up? In my opinion, best front office in the league. But Baltimore and JT Gray can make a difference for a team that's got a legitimate shot to win a Super Bowl. I still essentially
cut him?
Well, I can tell you who took his place on the roster. Jake Haener. They signed him to the regular roster yesterday. And here's a guy who's going to make an impact on special teams. And in place of him, you replace him with a quarterback that's not going to play.
Why are you tanking?
Okay.
It's a good move.
Yes.
Good move.
Yes, if that's...
Come on, man. Be positive.
Yes. Thank you, Jimmy. That's a perfect explanation.
I'll get an update.
Go ahead.
30?
I talked to him. He's resurfaced.
Go ahead.
My son.
Yeah? Been a rough few days.
Crickets. I got to get nothing but crickets for a few days.
Man. Gosh, he's going to have to do that 5 times this season. Did anybody tell him?
Oh, it ain't done. Yeah, I don't think so.
He got to the party after the big dog left. Ravelay with us when we come back here at Finbomb Live at Lunch, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Live at Lunch.
Caesars Sportsbook is the only sportsbook app with Caesars Rewards. Bet on gridiron action and earn perks in every game like hotel stays, bonus bets, game tickets, and more. Download the app using promo code RADIO20X and place your first bet of $1 or more for a chance to double your winnings on your next 20 bets. Open to new users in Louisiana who are 21 or older. Licensed through Horseshoe Bossier City and Caesars New Orleans. Max bet of $25 for boosted winnings. Max additional winnings, $2,500 per bet. Profit boost tokens expire 14 days after receipt. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Since the 1930s, Supreme Rice has delighted their customers for all of your favorite South Louisiana dishes. Whether you like the brown, long grain, medium grain, jasmine, or the new parboiled rice, Supreme Rice makes your favorite dishes even better. They even have a healthy low glycemic rice, a great option for diabetics and those who have high insulin resistance. Supreme Rice is proud to be part of the Climate Smart program, which promotes water conservation and reduces methane emissions so future generations of Louisiana farmers can enjoy the same benefits. For more information and great recipes, find them online at supremerice.com.
You've heard me talk about Workbox services and how they can handle all of your movable storage needs for both commercial and residential. With our shipping containers of all sizes, customized in any way that you need or desire. Now Martine Padial has expanded his coverage outside the Baton Rouge area. Workbox can now service the Gulf Coast and New Orleans areas all the way to Lake Charles. Our staff at Workbox continues to grow with Hannah, Martine Jr., Brandy, and Chris. Do like I did when I needed a movable storage unit. Call Workbox at 343-4886 or workboxllc.com. Sammy's Grill on Highland Road since 1988. A hometown favorite for tailgating and watching LSU games in a casual atmosphere with the friendliest service. We're now bowling crabs at Sammy's every Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday starting at 5 p.m. and on Friday, Saturday, Sunday starting at noon. Sammy serves a wide mix of authentic Louisiana food prepared to order with the best ingredients available. Fresh Louisiana seafood, Cajun favorites, burgers, and po' boys, all built from scratch. Our kids' menu and popular appetizers are sure to please the pickiest of eaters. Sammy's Grill on Highland Road near Starring since 1988.
Since the 1930s, Supreme Rice has delighted their customers for all of your favorite South Louisiana dishes. Whether you like the brown, long grain, medium grain, jasmine, or the new parboiled rice, Supreme Rice makes your favorite dishes even better. They even have a healthy low glycemic rice, a great option for diabetics and those who have high insulin resistance. Supreme Rice is proud to be part of the Climate Smart program, which promotes water conservation and reduces methane emissions so future generations of Louisiana farmers can enjoy the same benefits. For more information and great recipes, find them online at supremerice.com.
Baton Rouge, get ready for a fiesta of flavor. Whether you're craving sizzling fajitas, cheesy enchiladas, or the best margaritas in town, Las Palmas Mexican Grill and Rio Cantina Mexican Grill have you covered. Bring the family, bring your friends, and bring your appetite. From fresh guacamole to mouth-watering tacos that hit just right, it's not just a dinner, it's a celebration. So why wait? Tonight, make it Las Palmas or make it Rio Cantina, two local favorites serving up authentic Mexican taste right here in Baton Rouge. Las Palmas Mexican Grill and Rio Cantina Mexican Grill, where every night's a fiesta.
This is Buzzy Hydell for the Morris Insurance Group. Outdoorsmen in the state might be having a tough time right now finding policies to fit on the properties they love. If you've got a hunting camp, a boat, or an RV that has been difficult to insure, we want you to look again. For owners or renters, the Morris Insurance Group can help you all the way to the duck camp or the fishing boat. We also have policies on coastal properties, including flood insurance to let owners protect themselves in the event of damage. For your camps, boats and trailers, four-wheelers, ATVs, and tractors, get a quote today at morris-ig.com or call 225-201-0007.
Do you know what you would do if you were in a car wreck? It's easy to panic when you or someone you care about is hurt in an accident. Who will pay the medical bills? Who will pay the car repair? Who will deal with the insurance companies for you? Protect your rights. You need someone you can trust. Call the law offices of O.C. Brown at 343-1111. The law offices of O.C. Brown will handle everything for you. 343-1111 or online at ocbrown.com. We want to be your law firm for a lifetime.
Why do billion-dollar insurance companies regularly delay and deny valid claims? Because that's how they got to be billion-dollar insurance companies. If you've been injured, I'd like to help.
Spencer Callahan is the one to see. Call 387-2323.
LA filing number 16-7969.
WNXX Jackson, KNXX Donaldsonville, and WDGL HD2 Baton Rouge. This hour brought to you by Spencer Callahan Injury Lawyers. LA 21 12681. Offices in Baton Rouge. Enjoying the finer things in life is his forte. Let's bring in Scott Rabelais from The Advocate.
And we do that here at Finbomb, Sushi Burrito, Poke Ramen, next to Rouse's, Burbank, and Lee. Rab, good afternoon. How are you?
I'm doing as well as can be expected. How are you guys?
I would expect that you're doing pretty well. The trip to Clemson. All right, Tiger Nation is giddy right now. They got a lot of reason to be. Everybody is just super excited about the potential for this team based on what they saw on Saturday night. What were your biggest takeaways from LSU's win?
Obviously, the defense was excellent in all phases. I thought LSU won every phase of the game, even with a missed field goal. I thought they did well on special teams, and certainly LSU's offense was better, but room to improve. But I was impressed that the offensive line held its own as well as it did against what everyone says is a very talented Clemson defensive front, that may be the best defensive front LSU plays all year. Obviously, Garrett Nussmeier's experience and ability to roll away from pressure and have the ball leave his hand very quickly helped out a lot. I think certainly some room to grow on offense with the running game. I think overall the receiving core wasn't quite as dynamic as I expected, but you have to consider the opponent and going into a hostile environment and first game of the season and everything. So I think they'll get better, but you're left with, instead of a team losing and having a little margin for error if you're LSU, to a team that has won, and now there's nothing that, if they stay healthy, stay motivated, stay focused, there's nothing that this team can't achieve.
So as they move forward, what's the next step? Obviously, correct some of the mistakes, but what would you like to see them do? Two of the next three games are going to be huge favorites. They got a game against Florida sandwiched in there. So what would you like to see next from this group?
Yeah, just a little more production on offense. I mean, it could have been a 24-10 game or 27-10. If LSU kicks that field goal before halftime that everyone feels like they should have, and if Barry Brown's touchdown is allowed, as it should have been. But I just think getting more receivers involved, getting more. Although a lot of receivers were involved, but getting them more production out of some of these guys, getting some more points on the board, and continuing to see the offensive line improve. Obviously, DJ Chester ended up being a floater, around went out to play some left tackle, of course, when Tyree Adams got briefly hurt, had to go to the tent. So they ended up with 5 new starters on the offensive line. So they've got to get that cohesion going, and obviously the Louisiana Tech game comes at a good time. But I want to see this team just go and put Louisiana Tech away. Brian Kelly mentioned in his press conference yesterday how they lost to USC and came back and struggled through the first half with Nicholls State last year. So I want to see if they can come back and come down from the high of all this focus and energy and and all these things that they put towards beating Clemson and starting the season 1-0, they can come back and apply that similarly to a La Tech team that they should outclass and should win. 37, 38-point favorite, should win handily. I want to see if they can do that.
Jimmy, the natural letdown after a game like this,
it's gonna be some sloppiness,
but there's also the home opener helps you. I think that'll keep you a little bit. I don't think they'll come out flat.
I like this is important in the scheduling though to have a little bit of an exhale spot.
Yeah.
I mean, come on, man. It's all off season. 1-0, 1-0, 1-0. We're tired of losing openers. The whole thing. I mean, so you put a lot of emphasis emotionally, just the whole bit. So it's natural to have a little letdown. I think where the team might be a little excited is that all those wide receiving weapons you got. Man, them dogs want to eat.
Yeah.
So this is the game where you should be able to get the ball to them and have more protection, be able to have protection enough where you're confident to throw the ball vertically that you didn't in this spot when it was a right game plan for this one. But no, even the 2019 season, the biggest games had an exhale spot the next time.
They did.
Minus when you get into playoffs where, both teams are dealing with coming off a semifinal, and stuff like that. So, but every game, whether it was Texas or Florida or Auburn or Alabama, the next team was Vandy or bad Mississippi State or Renowin and stuff like that. So now that's important to have that, and it's going to be a little bit of an exhale spot. That's natural.
Scott, past this week, how do you think this team handles success? And I'm talking about a quarterback that's a Heisman favorite way earlier in the season than either of the guys that actually won the Heisman here the last time. I mean, from the beginning, he's got a lot more light on him. And a coach who's been maligned for having slow starts, now having the type of start that he wanted.
Yeah, it's a very interesting question because this is so different, right? I mean, it's very obviously different from what you had. Going from 0-1 to 1-0, is a big difference. I mean, now everyone, instead of doubting how your tactics, motivating the team in the season, doubting you just from the previous starts. Now, like you said, Heisman favorite, ranked third in the country, their highest ranking under Brian Kelly, highest ranking since the 2019 season. Picked to start in the quarterfinals. So Jerry Palm had them starting in the quarterfinals of the CFP game, and skipping over the on-campus round, and now being improving as an SEC favorite. They've got a lot of experienced guys on this team. Whether they're guys who have returned like Garrett Nussmeier and Aaron Anderson and Harold Perkins and Whit Weeks, or if they're guys who have transferred in, like a lot of these guys who were proven stars elsewhere. Braylon Moore obviously did great as getting SEC Offensive Lineman of the Week, and Mensur Delane and Pyburn and Peyton and a lot of these guys who transferred in, Barry and Brown, as we mentioned. So I think they're going to, as compared to a team with a lot of new players starting, like I think 6 transfers were in position to start Saturday. A.J. Halsey did not, but he was going to be a starter. So instead of having a team with all these new starters that are just, a lot of them are green young players, now in this transfer portal area, you've got a lot of starters who are experienced. And maybe, so they're going to be able to, I think, handle it a little better, be a little more mature about it, and deal with, as Brian Kelly said, you don't want to listen to everyone questioning and criticizing you in the preseason. You don't want to listen now to everyone singing your praises and saying how wonderful you are. So I think they'll handle it pretty well. I really do.
That's and I agree with you, Scott. But that's what I'm more concerned. Not just Louisiana Tech, but it's the rest of the season. Is this team mature enough to handle success?
Yeah.
To keep because it's college football. You don't stop improving. There's always room for improvement. And tighten up the execution and present everything. So. And they got some guys that have been around this program for a long time. So that is the recipe normally. We'll see if they get it done.
And, when you get projections like what you're talking about, Scott, it's easy to dream. Having a first-round game in Tiger Stadium would be wonderful. It'd be even better than that. Not having to play a first-round game in Tiger Stadium and open the playoffs in the Sugar Bowl in New Orleans in the Superdome, that would be even better. So it's fine to dream, but you got to keep yourself, grounded too.
Well, even better than that, Charlie. Jerry Palm has LSU in the Rose Bowl. Okay, then let's that would be even better for me. Enjoying the finer things in life, right?
Right. Yeah.
I want to cover a Rose Bowl game. But no, I would be fine for the fans.
Did you go to UCLA?
That was.
Did you go to the UCLA game? Okay, you didn't get your
yes,
fill.
And I went to, no, it was a Rose Bowl game. They had
It's not a Rose Bowl game. It's a playoff game.
Yeah.
Come on, come on.
It's a playoff game at the Rose Bowl.
That ship has sailed. They played a Rose Bowl in Dallas one year, so you know.
They played a Sugar Bowl in Atlanta too.
Yes.
Yeah, so I know.
Do
All
they
right.
have a parade?
Okay.
Hey, they got buku parades in New Orleans.
That's
Well, you
right.
just want to go down the street.
You don't have any shortage of parades over here. All right, Scott. When you saw these projections and all of these things about the end of the season, you probably didn't see Alabama in very many of them. I'm just going to take a moment here to enjoy the misery that is going on in Tuscaloosa right now. Ethan excluded. I'm sorry about that, EJ. But
No, he's included.
What did you? Just give me your take on Alabama and Kalen DeBoer, who's going to be a very rich man not coaching in Alabama one day.
Right. Yeah, it's been very clear. I thought what Castellanos, the Florida State quarterback, said is what I've been saying. I think what a lot of people are saying. Nick Saban's not there to help New York. People don't fear Alabama. There's not that fear factor. I'll make my golf analogy. Once again, what Tom Weiskopf said of Jack Nicklaus, which also applied to Tiger Woods. He knows he's going to beat you. You know he's going to beat you, and he knows you know he's going to beat you. Well, it was the same thing was true with Alabama under Saban. He knew he was going to win. You knew they were going to win. He knew that you know they were going to beat you, and that played. People are not afraid of this Alabama program anymore. Yes, they still have a talented roster apparently, but it's again like I said about this LSU team. You brought together a collection of players. You got to make a team, and not playing to the Alabama standard, not making their ass quits like Saban said is clearly in evidence. In all these games. Now they were very inconsistent last year, Alabama, right? They beat Georgia and they beat LSU like a drum, and then they lost to Oklahoma and Vandy and in the bowl game to a mediocre Michigan team. Yeah, they could play great against. They could play with the Kansas City Chiefs again against LSU when they go there in November. Who knows? But it's not. But the consistency to go through a playoff system where you have to win at least 3 games, maybe 4, as Ohio State did last year now, to win a national championship. There's no way this team could do that. So, and obviously that's the standard at Alabama. But I love it. I hate overhype, and I hate entitlement. I hate people who think, and these Alabama people have thought forever that it's their divine right to win football games, and they own the SEC. And everyone deserves a bit of a bite of a humble sandwich once in a while, and it's coming at a perfect time and a perfect place, if you ask me.
Well, fan bases get spoiled, some more than others, but I think the biggest meltdown is because they kind of got an idea they're not that good.
Yeah,
that's the thing.
It's
not like
really
let's whip this thing back. They're not that good, and I mean they were not as fast. Florida State clearly had more speed than them, clearly out-physical them.
Yeah.
Well, damn it! If you get pushed around and run past, well, good luck, because they got a lot of teams that you're gonna have problems with.
Yeah,
I
Florida
mean,
State's improved, but
Florida State's improved. You're the only one that said 80% of us think they'll end up ranked. I don't know about you, Scott, but no, they're not. They're not. No, you got tougher games down the line.
That ain't Georgia's roster.
It's a long.
Yeah.
It's a long season, and I think we get a first snapshot of a team, and we think that we want to put them like in a little box and say that's how they are. And teams change. They can get better, they can get worse, or whatever. A lot of voters don't think so. I'm looking at the AP poll tracker. 14 of the 66 voters did not have them ranked.
Well, they don't deserve to be.
No, I don't think so either. Our Koki Riley ranked them, but I don't think they deserve to be ranked either. So they got a lot.
You know what we say,
How
Scott?
about Florida State?
Scott, you're a voter. Throw that damn preseason poll away once they start playing ball. It's hard for you guys to do it, but you got to do it. You got to evolve because the committee does. committee doesn't care about the preseason rankings.
They're supposed to start from scratch.
Yeah.
They are supposed to. Scott, we appreciate it. We'll talk to you next week at this time.
All right, guys. Take care. Thank you.
Yes,
Tailgating coming up this weekend. The Thibodeau store has got you covered, man. If you're going out for LSU and Louisiana Tech or any of those, you got some home games coming up here the next 3 weeks. Get your tailgating supplies at the Thibodeau store, 900 St. Patrick Highway in Thibodeau, and in Pierreport at the Pierreport store, Highway 70. You can also get online, thethibodeaustore.com. A lot of these items are available for delivery. Jimmy, you made your preseason trek down to the Pierreport
It's crunch time
store.
now, man.
Yeah,
it's crunch time
gotta
now.
hurry.
You get, I mean, feel a little bit. Listen, it's not April or anything, but it's just a little bit of this fall snap in the mornings and evenings, man. You know, it's just a little bit now during the heart of the day, but it's kind of football season, man. It's football season, and we're going to start tailgating on Saturday. If you're doing your on-site cooking for tailgating, man, it is a necessity. It is a necessary trip to hit the Pierreport store or hit the Thibodeau store and get everything because you think you got a list of things you're going. No, you got to go in there and see all the things they have available, and then you could start kind of getting an idea. So it's a necessary trip to the Pierreport store or the Thibodeau store to kind of get all the gear, and it makes it more enjoyable, makes it easier, and just makes your food better. As well. So
go shopping, 900 St. Patrick Highway in Thibodeau, Highway 70 in Pierreport, and online, thethibodeaustore.com. Live at Finbomb, live at lunch, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Live at lunch. This hour of Live at Lunch with Ott and Hanny is brought to you by Dana Brown at the law offices of O.C. Brown, 343-1111, and ocbrown.com. Roto-Rooter for all your plumbing needs, 925-8710. Supreme Rice, grown, milled, processed in Louisiana since 1936. United Community Bank, the local way to bank big. Tex Morris at Edward Jones Investments on Jefferson Highway, 928-8659. Total Maintenance, your one-stop shop for AC, electrical, generators, and plumbing. Service today, every day for Total Maintenance and Coastal Capital Advisors. Markets evolve. We adapt. The Live at Lunch with Ott and Hanny Restaurant Club. Sammy's Grill on Highland Road. A hometown favorite for tailgating and watching LSU games since 1988. Snow Seafood and Steak for over 50 years on Airline, Highway, and Highway 74 in Gonzales. Dozy Place for hand-cut steaks on Government Street and Mid-City. Louis Cafe, a Baton Rouge landmark since 1941. Just outside the north gates of LSU. Finbomb, sushi, burrito, poke, ramen at Burbank and Lee.
Since the 1930s, Supreme Rice has delighted their customers for all of your favorite South Louisiana dishes. Whether you like the brown, long grain, medium grain, jasmine, or the new parboiled rice, Supreme Rice makes your favorite dishes even better. They even have a healthy low glycemic rice, a great option for diabetics and those who have high insulin resistance. Supreme Rice is proud to be part of the Climate Smart program, which promotes water conservation and reduces methane emissions so future generations of Louisiana farmers can enjoy the same benefits. For more information and great recipes, find them online at supremerice.com.
Workbox can handle all of your movable storage needs, commercial and residential. Our shipping containers come in various sizes, 8x8, 8x10, 8x20, or even 8x40 feet. Not just one size. These units can be customized for any use. Custom lunchrooms, offices, work sites for plumbers or welders. Dual purpose, part office, part storage. Climate control, shelving, lighting, using different materials, whatever you need. Give my buddy Martin Padilla at Workbox a call at 343-4886, 343-4886, and workboxllc.com.
Get the 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge mobile app powered by Bayou Ford and tap the microphone icon to send us your thoughts in an audio message. Your message could be played on air. Find our app in the Apple or Google Play Store. For direct links, visit 1045ESPN.com. Tigers, Saints, Southeastern Conference, all in one place. LouisianaSports.net. No paywalls, no article limits. It's just the coverage the Louisiana sports fans want. Bookmark it today. LouisianaSports.net.
Attention vehicle owners. Before you trade your transportation, let K&M Automotive give your vehicle a new lease on life with a remanufactured product from Jasper Engines and Transmissions. A Jasper remanufactured engine, transmission, or differential will extend your vehicle's life, giving you the extra cash to do the things you really enjoy. And Jasper offers a 3-year, 100,000-mile nationwide parts and labor warranty. K&M Automotive, 636-2875. That's K&M Automotive, Siegen near Perkins.
Get Moss Max and less tax during happy hour at Modesto. Join us Tuesday through Friday, 2 to 6 p.m. for $10 20-ounce margaritas and dip trio with $5 drink specials and $6 seasonal cocktails. Eat Modesto, 3930 Burbank Drive.
Pizza that's true to its hand-tossed wood-fried tradition. Roca Pizzeria is heating up its new half-off happy hour, Monday through Fridays, 3 to 6 p.m. Come enjoy 50% off margarita, pepperoni, or cheese, craft cocktails, wine by the glass, and draft beer. Roca Pizzeria, 3897 Government.
Need more space? Workbox LLC has the storage solutions you can count on. Whether you're a homeowner, commercial contractor, or industrial business, we have the space for you. Our secure, versatile storage units are ready to meet your needs. Contractors, keep your site organized and efficient. Store your materials with us and access them anytime you need. Businesses, industries of any size, Workbox LLC is your trusted partner for flexible, safe storage. Workbox 343-4886 and workboxllc.com.
From east, north to south, but we're heading west. It's Wes Reynolds from VSiN.
All right, Wes, how you doing today, buddy?
I'm well, Jimmy. How are you?
Oh, we're giddy. We're giddy. It's Indiana can't control the excitement of college football every damn year. Okay, so we're excited down here in LSU. A few sprinkles, but you give us your honest outside opinion on what do you think of LSU compared to the rest of the opening weekend.
Well, you should be excited, and I was excited to bet 12-1 on LSU to win the national championship because I was very impressed with that defense in Blake Baker's second year. You know, there's been talk down there. I know that, hey, the defense is going to be better, but it's kind of like you'll believe it when you see it. And I wish I would have followed suit with you on the under. I bet like right before kick LSU when that went up to 5.5. It even touched 6 in a couple places. And you know, it's kind of like, wait a minute here, senior quarterback. Experienced guy, multiple-year starter. I think he's going to be just fine. And I was impressed that LSU was able to win a game like that because they've been in a lot of shootouts in recent years. But that they were able to win a tough, physical, that was like LSU old school, man. Being able to win those games like that, you know, like back to like the Curly Hallman days or something, you know, with how low scoring it was. But yeah, I was impressed with the defense. I think that they're absolutely for real, and they're a title contender. Now, this week, for one of my picks, I did bet a little bit against them. I took the 38 with the Texters there from Ruston, even though they were not that impressive against Selah last week, because it reminded me of the situation LSU last year when they came out to Vegas. Well, they did lose that game to USC, and then they had Nichols come in, who was ranked in like top 25 of the FCS, but Nichols hung around. So I wonder if maybe Louisiana Tech could hang around here because LSU, when you play that physical game like they did in Death Valley on Saturday, you got some wounds. You lick your wounds a little bit. You're a little bit bruised, a little bit banged up, and then you got the Gators coming in next to Tiger Stadium. So, maybe LSU wins comfortably but doesn't, really beat the crap out of Sonny Cumbie and his guys.
Yeah, Wes, we don't get any more. Although, tell me about this, because I knew there's a lot of things we don't know about college football rosters from year to year. We got to see, but they were going to be better. It was just a matter of how much. I thought very strong, in Charlie too. They were going to be considerably better than they've been the last 5 years or so on defense. I didn't think they'd be quite that good, to be honest. And we also knew the protection issues that Nussmeier was going to have to get the ball out of his hands. And when you get the ball out your hands quick, in less than two seconds, majority of times, I mean, you're gonna eat some clock as well. So, and it's the week of ugly offensive football in college. Unders were big hit, but that one has been. But I'm still, Vegas, Wes, and now they don't like to overreact. So everybody has sort of their over-under power rating. I'm not sure if Vegas has got a way to where it really needs to be. Does this make sense to you in your thoughts?
No, it does. I think that LSU should be rated higher. If you would have told me, now they weren't going to be because the number one team did.
No, Wes, you're missing me. I'm talking about their over-under type of power rating. Where how many points they should score because the defense is that much better than what it's been. Yes.
Okay, I thought you were talking about like just from a
Right.
team
No.
standpoint overall. Yeah,
Total.
look at- yeah, this defense is I think a really good group, and there's a lot of talent there. And I think sometimes when you bring in a new coordinator and he brings in a new system, it takes about a year, or at least a year to kind of okay, this is what we have to do. Where guys are in the right spots and guys aren't having poor fundamentals, where they're missing tackles or they're overrunning runners and running themselves out of plays, like, the pass rush where you're in there so fast and then you run yourself out of a play on a zone read. So, yeah, look, I would lean to the under here as well. I'm seeing some 51.5 even as high out here at a couple stores. Louisiana Tech's probably not going to score a ton of points. It's just can they score enough to stay within the number? Like, you're talking a team that's going to score probably in the low teens here. Just not going to be able, even with that high-tempo Texas Tech type offense that Sonny Cumbie is off that tree, they're not going to score a ton of points here on LSU. And I think LSU's defense is absolutely legit.
This could end up 44-7. That's a reasonable score. That's kind of pretty close to the number. That wouldn't be unexpected.
Now, Louisiana Tech and Cumbie, they were 118th in scoring last year. So we will see 51.5 is the total right now. Wes, you gave us Tech plus a 38. Give us two more in college before we get to your pro picks that you like this week.
Yeah, a couple. I'll give a total here. UAB Navy over 60. UAB, they gave up, 42 to Alabama State last week. And Trent Dilfer likes to throw that ball, and he's going to let John Kitna's kid, Jalen Kitna, a second-year starter, try to throw it all over the yard. And Navy, of course, was Navy. Had like 550 rushing yards or something ridiculous last week against BMI. So I think you're probably getting a high-scoring game there with those two teams. So UAB and Navy, we're going to go over the total there. And then for another one, let me go ahead and let's give Indiana team total over this week. They ran the ball well. I said last week I thought that they were going to struggle out of the gate with Old Dominion, a little bit of jitters, and they gave up a 75-yard run on the first play. But otherwise, I think they ran the ball well. I thought the defense was okay. Mendoza, not great, but Indiana over, I think I'm seeing some 42.5 and even some 44.5. That seems like a 45-7 game if I ever saw one, with Dexter Williams coming back to IU to quarterback Kennesaw State. But, yeah, I don't think Kurt Cignetti was not very happy with that performance. He called it pedestrian over Old Dominion, where they got the win but no cover.
Wes, I'll even add to your pick with UAB over Navy, and it's one that I highlighted as well. And the biggest thing that I'm looking at, because Alabama State, when a SWAC team is beating you by double digits in the second half on the road, I got to look. And it went to 52-42. But you talked about the 40 points, 514 total yards. But the one that gets me, Alabama State had 15 third downs. They converted 13 of them against Trent Dilfer's UAB defense. That's no good. That is horrible, man. So I think the Navy with Horvath and that crew are going to run up a lot of points.
I got a
on
sneaking
Saturday.
suspicion we're going to be talking a lot about UAB this year when we do these segments for picks and stuff. I think UAB is going to be a target.
Yeah, that they are a target. Get them while you can. All right, give us your best 3 NFL picks this week, Wes.
Yeah, we're going to go with Green Bay on the money line. It's been a little bit of a buyback on Detroit. I'm a little down on Detroit this year just because new offensive coordinator who hadn't been an OC since 2017. I know Jared Goff 8-0 in openers against the number. I saw that trend put out there today. I think he's going to go 8-1 though. Whether Micah is going to be good to go, whether he takes that epidural or not, I like Green Bay here in this spot. Got swept by these guys last year, so I like Green Bay on the money line against Detroit. And then a total for you, 43.5, I believe, still out there. The Raiders and the Patriots going over. I think you're going to see that the quarterback there, Drake May in New England, is going to develop. We saw some glimpses toward the end of the year when they were well out of it in terms of, going to have a losing season. And then the Raiders bring Smith. I think that's an upgrade. They're going to be able to run the ball. Now, can they protect is still always a question out here in Las Vegas with that offensive line. But I like the over 43.5, the Raiders and the Patriots. And then let's go with one tomorrow night. There's still some 8.5. I think maybe a little bit of an overreaction. Like, you've had all summer to bet the Eagles against the Cowboys, and that's like now the Cowboys trade Micah Parsons, and it all of a sudden hit 9 at Circa yesterday, and then you saw some buyback. I think the Cowboys, maybe a little pissed off that that everybody is giving up on them. That they traded Micah. So Dallas plus the points against Philadelphia in the opener on Thursday night.
All right. Anything else from the 5-day opening weekend, extended weekend for college football, and including your Indiana Hoosiers? You were right on with that one. Throw a little bit of, that was a big number for them, but just some things that stuck out to you.
Yeah, a couple things that stuck out to me is that I may keep playing USC. I laid the lumber with them. I very rarely lay an over 5 touchdown favorite, but I did in college football last week, and they easily beat Missouri State. USC's been kind of the ignored team. Like, they weren't even ranked coming into this year and still are not. They get Georgia Southern on Saturday. They get Clay Helton returning the last man to win a Rose Bowl as the coach of USC. Bringing Georgia Southern back. Georgia Southern did nothing in the second half against Fresno State. And USC, they could have probably beaten Missouri State by more. They didn't even play Maava in the second half. They played their second and third teamer. So USC is going to be all over. USC is going to cover some spreads and then all of a sudden get ranked, I think, because they've been a little bit of the forgotten team in the Big Ten. So that was something that kind of stood out to me at least a little bit. And then, a lot of the unders early in the season, maybe that trend's going to continue because the market has certainly bet some of them early in the week.
Oh, which ones did you see specifically got moved?
Well, Miami of Ohio and Rutgers.
Uh-huh.
Miami, of course, got shut out at Wisconsin, and Rutgers was in that shootout against Ohio. But that was kind of misleading. Turnovers led to really short fields in that game. So you're seeing that one move. You're seeing the Wisconsin under has moved against Middle Tennessee. It's going to be Danny O'Neal and not Billy Edwards, the Maryland transfer. So, yeah, you've seen a few unders. USC Georgia Southern also got hit today where you might see, like Charlie talked about, like 44-7 LSU over Louisiana Tech. That sounds like about the right score for USC and Georgia Southern this week.
USC and Georgia 28.5 and 60.5 in that one. And one final opinion on UCLA going to UNLV. Well, UNLV did show improvement from game 1 to game 2.
Man, this might be a buy low on UCLA as a small road favorite. And I watched pretty much that entire game against Utah. UCLA, oh, God, they couldn't tackle. They couldn't do anything right. I see, they had 18 tackles. Yeah, they couldn't get off the field. They couldn't get off the field on third down. And, UCLA, when they put out the opener, Ben Ball for the LA Times, who covers the Bruins, said attendance 35,000. I was like, is that how many missed tackles that they had against the Utes? Because the Utes ran all over them. But everybody's been so down on the timeline, and that's usually where I like to pick up the unwanted dog a little bit. So I lean UCLA as a road favorite here in Vegas Saturday night.
Go ahead.
And real quick, do you think Utah's good? I mean, I don't care about this week's game against Cal Poly, but do you think Utah's good? I watched that game too, and it couldn't have been more dominant. But do you think Utah's actually good, or UCLA's that bad?
I think Utah's offensive line is one of the best in the country, so that certainly helps. But I don't know, Charlie, how good Utah is as of yet. I think people are thinking this is the old school Utah. We know Utah, you don't have tough those guys because of that coach and that mentality. But I don't know about Dampier in a big game. I'm not convinced. He's certainly mobile, but he could deal with some accuracy issues, and I think UCLA just looked that bad in the opener. So I'm slowing my roll a little bit on Utah here in the Big 12.
Is Utah like TCU and Iowa State and Arizona State? And I mean, that Big 12, man, it's fun. It is fun, man. I mean, it's competitive, and those win totals. I mean, the Power Four. They're 5.5 and 8.5, the lowest to the highest, when the others are 2.5 and 3.5 up to 10.5 and 11. So the odds makers sure know that there was a lot more balance in the Big 12. It makes it fun. Follow Wes on Twitter X at Wes Reynolds 1. Let's go get him, Wes. Let's get some winners this weekend. Thank you, buddy. We'll talk to you next week.
You bet, guys. Thanks for having me.
All right, don't forget our friends at Go Chevrolet and Go Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. Go Chevrolet down in West Airline Highway in LaPlace, and then Go Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Plaquemine. So that's providing you a personal touch. You know, Lee Carney and Nick Richard, you can call those guys and get them in. They can help you providing personal touch. So when I was in the market of a new vehicle, I called my buddy Lee and went down to check out Go Chevrolet. We got on the website and did some looking on there as well. Look at the pickup truck, Silverado, the Colorado, and Silverado's different, classic cabs and EVs and different models that you have. The crossovers and SUVs from the Trax, Equinox, and Blazers, Trailblazers, to the Traverse, Traverse Unlimited, Tahoe, and the ultra-popular Suburban. So I don't just talk about the Go Chevrolet vehicles. I drive a Chevy Tahoe from Go Chevrolet. So VIP pricing when you mention my name at Jimmy Yacht. So again, for you looking in the market for a new vehicle, and also we can do a pre-owned search if you're looking for a certified pre-owned vehicle, give you that peace of mind, but not spending as much on a new vehicle. Hey, if we don't have it on our lot, we are extensive. We lean on our resources, nationwide resources, to find you exactly what you're looking for. Go Chevrolet in LaPlace and Go Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Plaquemine.
Live at Finbomb, live at lunch, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Live at lunch.
1950 Phil's Oyster Bar started on Government Street, then Gus Piazza took over in the 70s, and now his son Anthony has taken it to another level at the current location in South Downs. It's always been a Baton Rouge landmark. Seafood, oysters, po' boys, burgers, and more, all served up in an atmosphere full of sports nostalgia and tons of TVs to catch all the games. Seafood gumbo, crawfish cheesecake, or my favorite, the meatball quesadilla to start. Check out dinner and bar specials at philsoysterbar.com. You know we bleed purple and gold at Phil's Oyster Bar in the South Downs Shopping Center.
This is Charles Hanniger for Coastal Capital Advisors, your full-service financial planners. When it comes to retirement, there are no two situations alike. So Coastal Capital Advisors will work with you, your business partners, your legal team, and tax professionals to make sure those goals are achieved. Coastal Capital Advisors will work for you. I know, because they work for me. For more information, contact Philip Fontenot and his great staff at 337-981-1376 or online at coastalcapitaladv.com. Advisory services provided by New Age Advisors, LLC, doing business as Coastal Capital Advisors as a registered investment advisor. Securities offered through New Edge Securities, Inc., member FINRA, SIPC. This is Charles Hanniger for Home Bank. If you're tired of the impersonal, one-size-fits-all style of banking, you deserve a bank that delivers exceptional service and personalized attention to your needs. That's the Home Bank standard. Since 1908, Home Bank has been a trusted financial partner for your businesses and families because they go the extra mile to help you reach your goals. See for yourself why Home Bank is good for business and good for life. Stop by any South Louisiana, Houston, or Natchez area location or find out more at home24bank.com. Home Bank, member FDIC.
When it comes to celebrating life, there's no better place than Ruffino's. With locations in Baton Rouge and Lafayette, Ruffino's is a steak, seafood, and Italian-inspired restaurant that focuses on the celebration of life, regardless of the occasion. Whether it's the food they serve or the service they provide, their goal is to ensure a remarkable experience for their guests that is always remembered. To view our menu, visit ruffinosrestaurant.com. Ruffino's, where Louisiana comes to celebrate life.
Louisiana, you've got a new home for coverage of LSU, the New Orleans Saints, and the Southeastern Conference. LouisianaSports.net. LouisianaSports.net. Feature stories, opinion columns, recruiting updates, in-game reports. And it's all free. No paywalls, no annoying pop-up ads, no recurring subscriptions. Just the content you crave. From the folks that bring you 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge, it's LouisianaSports.net.
This is Buzzy Hydell for the Morris Insurance Group. Outdoorsmen in the state might be having a tough time right now finding policies to fit on the properties they love. If you've got a hunting camp, a boat, or an RV that has been difficult to insure, we want you to look again. For owners or renters, the Morris Insurance Group can help you all the way to the duck camp or the fishing boat. We also have policies on coastal properties, including flood insurance to let owners protect themselves in the event of damage. For your camps, boats and trailers, four-wheelers, ATVs, and tractors, get a quote today at morris-ig.com or call 225-201-0007.
This is Charles Hanniger for Total Maintenance. For AC and heating, generators, electricity, plumbing, and more, Total Maintenance is your one-stop sales and service shop for all these needs. One of South Louisiana's oldest and largest AC and heating companies. Since 1980, their slogan has been service today, every day, so no one ever has to go to sleep hot. An authorized dealer for Carrier, American Standard, Daikin, and Rheem AC units, for Generac and Cummings generators as well. And now, for all of your electrical and plumbing needs, In Baton Rouge, call 480-1000. In New Orleans, 841-3300. Service today, every day. Total maintenance. At Town Square Pizza, we take pride in serving Baton Rouge with fresh, delicious, piping hot, personalized pizza with unmatched speed. Whether you're a downtown worker, a family looking for convenience and value, or an out-of-towner staying at one of the nearby hotels, Town Square Pizza is the spot for you. Try a specialty pizza like the Spanish Town Supreme or custom build your own. Family packs, kids' meals, and salads are available as well. It's hip to be square at Town Square Pizza, downtown facing. What else? Town Square.
Live at lunch with Ott and Hanny from Finbomb. Sushi, burrito, poke, ramen on 104.5 ESPN, Baton Rouge.
And we return here at Finbomb. We're also brought to you by Coastal Capital Advisors, because when it comes to retirement, man, your situation is unique. So no matter what stage of your life you're at, whatever age you are, or whatever your income level is, let them tailor a plan that is perfect for your retirement needs. They can work with your business partners, your legal team, tax professionals, to make sure your affairs are in order for retirement. That's what they've done with us, and they've built a lifetime relationship. They can do the same for you. Encourage you to talk to Phil Fontenot and his staff at Coastal Capital Advisors. CoastalCapitalADV.com is the website. Member FINRA SIPC. Can I ask you about Kentucky and Ole Miss? Because I was looking at that game this morning.
Revenge, obviously.
This might have been was this the most surprising outcome of a Southeastern Conference game last year?
Yes.
Kentucky winning in Oxford, yeah.
1-7 team against maybe the best roster in the league last year.
And we didn't know they were going to go 1-7, but they did, and it.
Well, what matters? What you ranked at the time, or where you finish?
And we knew that Ole Miss had a playoff opportunity, and if they're 10-2, they're in the playoff, right?
Absolutely.
If they win that
They were
game,
very close,
or the game in Florida,
very
either
close
one.
at 9-3.
And so now Kentucky didn't exactly blow the doors off of Toledo last week. They did not cover.
Toledo handed them great field position for their first touchdown. It was really bad, like a 20-yard drive. Toledo even may have outgained Kentucky in that game. They did get the backdoor cover late, so that's a little bit of garbage yards. But no, Kentucky didn't look good.
What you mean Toledo covered?
Yes, I'm saying Toledo got enough yards.
Yeah.
Started off where Kentucky got a very cheap TD because it was a turnover that they took over. It was like a 20-yard drive. Okay, 7-0.
Yeah.
Then they got another one that set up another score. They weren't covering till Toledo scored late. You see, so Toledo's yards there, a little garbage time, the backdoor cover.
Toledo did end up outgaining them by 25 yards. The first downs were equal at 7.
Yeah, it was very. It should have been. I had Toledo as one of my picks, and I did have Toledo money line, and it was the game. The game should have been in doubt more than it was.
Toledo had 100 yards of penalties. Which
too.
hurt them significantly. Now Kentucky had 2 turnovers, but Toledo had.
Well, Toledo had some too.
One.
That's it.
Just one, and the 93 yards of penalties. I thought it was 100, but
yeah,
right at it. So Kentucky didn't exactly blow the doors off, and I got to think, man. Ole Miss, you saw a little bit of the game this weekend. I did not for Ole Miss.
The quarterback
Anthony
is a
Simmons.
little bit hotter with his throws. I'm not ready. He looked so good on that drive, but we saw such a small sample size. He looks more comfortable running, Charlie, to be honest. Another one. There's so many running quarterbacks in college football this year who are sketchy passers, and he might be one of those guys. I just think that Ole Miss is a program, and they're not. We pick on them, but they're just not. They don't handle expectations. What's their expectations this year? Very little. They're not talking about them being impossible. They're not.
As compared to last year, yes.
Well, yes. Well, so all of that is off. So I think they might. I don't think they'll be as good of a team. I know they don't have as good of a roster, but they might have a better season.
Yeah. Simmons,
does that make sense?
Yeah. Simmons ended up. And sometimes it happens that way.
Yes.
Right.
We can go through the
I'll
Dominic.
lob you a softball and tell you,
Manning
the T. Martin.
How about Dominic Wilkins and Georgia goes to the first Final Four
next year? Yeah. Austin Simmons threw 2 interceptions against Georgia State too. He did throw for well over 300 yards. I believe that this is the beginning of the end for Mark Stoops, and I put a lot into this.
$40 million.
I think they may get there. Is it? I realize it's
$40
that much.
million.
Ooh, that's a bunch.
For Kentucky, yes.
For the football team, about a basketball.
So 45% of their player budget is going to go to the buyout.
I really didn't realize.
Mark Stoops.
I did not realize it was that much, man. They moaned and groaned about having to buy Calipari out for $33 million, and they actually care about basketball.
He might not have a level playing field. He might not have upper half a resource in the SEC. He got an upper half contract.
I think he did as good a job as you could do for 10
Absolutely.
years there. Got as much as you can out of that program, and I just don't think – and if he, has a good year this year, I'll eat my words. But I don't think it'll ever be the same for him there since that A&M thing and where hey, I'm leaving. Oh, wait, no, I'm going to stay. I don't think it'll ever be the same for him up there again. I think Ole Miss could get away in this game and
I think
put a big number.
I certainly that matters and might get people because they are paying him a lot, but they can't. Just like Kentucky basketball would turn their nose up to Texas A&M basketball as far as a job, but they know that Texas A&M football is a better job than Kentucky football. Come on.
Oh, they do, but they don't have to like it.
It's just, but they are paying him very well. And so
I didn't realize that buyout was that much. I was going to say the beginning of the end, and he gets let go at the end of this year, but $40 million. Ooh, yikes!
It's a lot for Kentucky football.
That's a lot for anybody.
But it's just the plateau too. And listen, it's 1-7 in your league is 1-7. There's nothing changed as far as the level. Maybe they're getting out with this band. They're getting off, and they not playing Mississippi State every year, and not playing just who's their crossover? It's to the 14-team league where they play. They're 6-2. When the East has been really light.
Yeah.
And then you go play Mississippi State and who?
Well,
that was it. That was their permanent.
Yeah, it was the one.
And I forget when it was 2. What their permanent was. I think it might have been Ole Miss.
Yeah, it was.
So it's really like so now he's got this Band-Aid schedule. His schedule's tougher. And so if he doesn't go 1-7 again, he might go 2-6. Can't lose to Vandy. Well, Vandy beat you last year. Vandy was better last year, and so he's those ones he needed. And then winning that South Carolina game every now and then, or beating Florida every now and then. It's just not happening. And so if he's got 2-6 written on his team this year in the conference again, and that more than anything. That's not maintaining what he was doing for so long. They're not getting to a bowl game 2-6.
6 of his next 8 games are against ranked teams, and one of the games that's not ranked is against Auburn, who I think would beat them right now.
Auburn's a better team.
Yeah, and it's at Auburn.
They're not better than one of their opponents this year in a conference. They're not better than Vanderbilt.
No, in the games at Vanderbilt. I was just looking at the schedule to see if I disagreed with you on anything.
So they were underdog in every game last year. Look at Phil Steele. Were they underdog at home against Vandy? Probably not.
That time in the year.
Probably not.
No, they're a mess.
They're going to be underdog in every game. What's their home games?
They were actually a favorite against South Carolina in week 2. That was before we knew.
Okay.
And they got blasted. They lost by 25.
Okay, who's their home games this year?
Their home games this
Ole
year.
Miss. They're
Ole
not
Miss,
favored.
Texas.
No.
Tennessee.
No.
Florida.
There you go.
No,
they're underdog in all 8 conference games.
They were a favorite against Vanderbilt in Lexington. They lost that game. They were actually a 2-point favorite at Florida. Lost that game. They were a 1-point favorite at Auburn. Man, how bad were those teams? They lost that game. And
they were favored in half of their games last year. Went 1-7.
Yeah, a couple of them were tight lines, but yeah, they were.
Guess what? Ain't none of them tight this year.
None of them games were in November.
And think about that. Those in Tennessee's better now, right? Tennessee's better than when he was
than last year.
When he was putting together these 8 or 10 years.
Oh yes, he's better than those.
Respectability.
Tennessee's way better than those.
Okay,
teams.
Tennessee's better. South Carolina.
Yes.
A little bit better.
Yes.
Vanderbilt, For sure.
Yeah.
I mean, and this might be
everything's a Spurrier left at South Carolina. Yes, you were better.
and Mississippi State's off the schedule.
Yeah, it'd be gonna be a tough day.
He's in
Can you find $40 million? I don't know.
A lot of bourbon.
Look, man, they'd swallow hard if they had to spend $40 million here. Okay.
Yes, indeed. Don't forget our friends over at Finbomb. I mean, you coming in town this weekend or any weekend. It's counter service. It's really good. I mean, it's fresh, man. The sushi burritos or the poke bowls. You can do the ramen, although some people kind of shy away from ramen during the warmer months, but that's available as well. Not Max Gotro. He gets it all the time. So we love it over here. You can go see Charlie for your last-minute deals and get you a sushi burrito, a poke ramen. Or take a sushi burrito, take it for the rod to where you go set up for your tailgate party to get a great snack. Light and going to not weigh you down, especially in these warmer months. So right next to Rouse's, Burbank and Lee, Finbomb, Sushi, Burrito, Poke, Ramen.
Back to wrap it up here, live at Finbomb, live at lunch, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Live at lunch.
We're here to examine things that get better with age, like this bottle of Chateau Lafite Rothschild.
Hold, please.
I got you.
All right, whenever you're ready.
It's rolling.
This is Charles Sandegriff. Join us for the Thursday edition of Live at Lunch. From the original walk-ons, Burbank at Nicholson, Dwayne Colucci and Matt Humans join us from Las Vegas, and we're getting you ready for the LSU home opener with Louisiana Tech. Live at Lunch, 11 a.m. Thursday from the original walk-ons on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Largest full-service plumber and drain cleaner. And when you need Roto-Rooter, remembering this jingle can be priceless.
Roto-Rooter.
For all of your plumbing and drainage solutions, call Roto-Rooter in Baton Rouge at 925-8710. That's 925-8710.
Get the 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge mobile app powered by Bayou Ford and tap the microphone icon to send us your thoughts in an audio message. Your message could be played on air. Find our app in the Apple or Google Play Store. For direct links, visit 1045ESPN.com. Tigers, Saints, Southeastern Conference. All in one place. LouisianaSports.net. No paywalls, no article limits. It's just the coverage the Louisiana sports fans want. Bookmark it today. LouisianaSports.net.
Go Automotive has a great selection of new cars. Chevy, GMC, Hummer, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram. You rather a pre-owned vehicle? Using our resources will help find you any vehicle that you're looking for. Our service department offers VIP service. You never have to come to the dealership. We'll pick up the vehicle at your home or office, drop off a loaner, service the vehicle, and return it when it's done. Mention my name, Jimmy Ott, for VIP pricing. The Chevy Tahoe I drive came from Go Automotive. That's Go Automotive in LaPlace and Plaquemine. If you're near the north side of campus, I need to remind you about a couple of longtime favorites. Highland Coffee is the original specialty coffee shop in Baton Rouge since the 1980s. My personal favorite. Love getting my cappuccino from their friendly, knowledgeable staff. Roasted right in the shop. Louis Cafe for breakfast and lunch 7 days a week. The Mitchell Omelet, Cajun hash browns, Big Cheesy Lou, all served up in that famous open kitchen atmosphere. In Tigertown since 1941. A couple of great spots. Highland Coffees and Louis Cafe just outside the north gates of LSU.
This is Buzzy Hydell for the Morris Insurance Group. Outdoorsmen in the state might be having a tough time right now finding policies to fit on the properties they love. If you've got a hunting camp, a boat, or an RV that has been difficult to insure, we want you to look again. For owners or renters, the Morris Insurance Group can help you all the way to the duck camp or the fishing boat. We also have policies on coastal properties, including flood insurance to let owners protect themselves in the event of damage. For your camps, boats and trailers, four-wheelers, ATVs, and tractors, get a quote today at morris-ig.com or call 225-201-0007.
Louisiana, you've got a new home for coverage of LSU, the New Orleans Saints, and the Southeastern Conference. LouisianaSports.net. LouisianaSports.net. Feature stories, opinion columns, recruiting updates, in-game reports. And it's all free. No paywalls, no annoying pop-up ads, no recurring subscriptions. Just the content you crave. From the folks that bring you 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge, it's LouisianaSports.net.
ALS is a progressive and neurodegenerative disease, and we need your help to find a cure. The mission of the ALS Association, Louisiana, Mississippi chapter, is to discover treatments and a cure for ALS, and to serve, advocate for, and empower people affected by ALS to live their lives to the fullest. Whether you are newly diagnosed, a military veteran, a caregiver, or someone looking to learn more about how to navigate living with ALS, they can help. Visit als.org to learn more. That's als.org.
Live at lunch with Ott and Hanny from Finbomb. Sushi, burrito, poke, ramen on 104.5 ESPN, Baton Rouge.
Back here at Finbomb, live at lunch. The Cowboys and Eagles game has turned out gambling experts are expecting that this will be the hundreds of $1 million that will be on the line across the nation on the sports books is possible that it will only be eclipsed by the Super Bowl this year. I don't know what they're going to end up with a handle, but that's pretty. If it's anywhere in that ballpark, my goodness. Even if they're wrong. In 2024, only the Super Bowl and the two conference championship games took in more handle than the season opener.
Okay, wait, how many years passed?
That was last year.
Last year.
Just last year.
Two conference championship games in the Super Bowl. That's it.
We're the only ones that had more total handle than the opener.
This is with Dallas being involved. It gets over that.
It very well could. Very well could.
They're very public.
I'll be watching.
Oh, of course.
I'm interested.
Yeah.
Always going to tune in for the opener.
That's a big number for a divisional game, the first week of the season.
Did the Parsons thing move it?
Absolutely.
Okay.
2 points.
Okay.
6.5 to 8.5.
That's a ton
over
for
the 7.
That's a ton for a defensive player. I mean,
Charlie, you just talked about.
I know.
Now, was he hurt to begin with? Is it exaggerated? Maybe so.
30.
But public reaction. I mean, everybody thinks it's really going to hurt their team. So.
Yeah.
2 points.
They're a love-to-hate team anyway, in a lot of circles. Thanks to our friends here at Finbomb for hosting us today. Tomorrow we'll be at the original walk-ons as we count it down to the home opener. For Jimmy Odd, for Jordan Kinchins back in the studio, I'm Charles Hanniger saying thank you and good afternoon. Stay tuned for Hunt Palmer on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Live at lunch.
Since the 1930s, Supreme Rice